Okay, have to pause, right? Anyway, no, I was like wondering what should be the first thing that you will see once I go live. But anyway, okay, I'm just having fun with the camera. I kind of miss doing the live podcast episode. So, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and I'll be waiting for you guys to pick up the notification symbol. I'll be waiting for you guys to pick up the notification signal or the notification and find out that I'm already live, and then we'll be starting this conversation. Our topic for tonight is all about how to make things work to your advantage. So there. Oh, thank you for the love. I'm not sure who you are, so if you wanna, if you wanna introduce yourself, or if you wanna post a message, please feel free to do so. Ang corporate ko. Please feel free to do so. OMG. Anyway, I think I'm not sure if I was offline last week on a Monday. I think I wasn't able to do any podcast last Monday. Yeah. So anyway, we are doing another motivational Monday today, and we are going to talk about how to make things work to your advantage. But before that, I'd like to greet everyone in the audience. Thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, to those who are watching via replay, hello. Thank you so much for watching the replay episode of the podcasts that I'm doing, and I hope that you can also drop me a message or two on the message box below, or you can also send me a private message if you wish to do so. Um, I'd also like to apologize to those I haven't answered yet. I have, to be quite honest, last week was really overly over the top busy. Like, I cannot find any word that will describe my week last week. So it was really crazy. So I think I received so many messages last week that I haven't been able to reply to yet. So please bear with me. But to those who really have to say something like really, really important, you can send me SMS. I think it would be much easier there. Because on FB Messenger, it's been really challenging because like I'm receiving like 20 to 30 messages per day. So just multiply it by 7. That's a lot of messages to go back to. So yeah, so if you want to talk to me, you can send me an SMS. My mobile number is actually on my official Facebook page. So you can definitely send me a message. Okay? Hello, Ma'am Cla! OMG, nice to see you. Hello po, magandang gabi. Isang ligtas na gabi sa inyong lahat. Ayan. So, coming from the Bureau of Fire Protection, yung mga nanonood po natin, mga audience from BFP, isang ligtas na gabi sa inyong lahat, because I always hear this from you, so I'm sending it back to you as well. Okay, so our topic for tonight is all about... Oh, I didn't introduce myself again. I'm so random. I'm so excited to speak because last week was like just crazy. I can't talk about it, but just crazy busy. So I kind of miss talking in front of the camera. Just imagine. I mean, the last time I checked, I saw that there are like more than 50 videos that I've already created for the year, and I'm happy that you stayed with me in this journey. And to those who are sharing the page, to those who are sharing the videos, to those who are still constantly, participating in the podcast episodes, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate all of you. Thank you. Okay, so we'll start. How to make things work to your advantage. Well, the first thing that ayan na, nag-check-in ka na. Present na ba? Present. Merry Christmas! Thank you, Sir Joseph, for your support. OMG talaga. Sobrang thank you. Ever since 2018. Thank you so much for your support sa mga podcast episodes ko. Okay, first I'd like to introduce the topic. Why do I have to talk about making things work to our advantage? Most of the time I'm labeled as an optimist. Always looking at the bright side of things, always looking at the positive side of things. But you know what? I'm not always positive, to be quite honest about it. When you're you know, when you're in business, actually optimism is counterproductive. You know, when you're in business, but as a person, you know, generally as a person, I really always look at the bright side, but in business it's a totally different perspective. So let's not talk about business, so let's talk about our personal stuff. Okay, so our personal perspective. And most of the time, people will tell me that they're discouraged, or they're feeling kind of low, or they're feeling kind of, you know, just down and out. And they will usually turn to me and ask me, what will you do if you were actually the ones in my position? What will you be doing differently? And I say that, you know, and I say this always: take my advice or take my tips as with a grain of salt. It's really up to you how you will do it. But for me, um, everyone at one point in our lives, or at several points in our lives, we will be experiencing a situation where we are at a disadvantage. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're not always on top of the wheel. Sometimes you're also below, right? You're also, you know, sabi nga nila, 'di ba, bilog ang mundo. So parang it just keeps on turning. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. So it's not always positive for us, right? However, if you have a good perspective, or if you have the right perspective on making things work to your advantage, then you are actually at an advantage. You get it, right? The wordplay. Because, for example, COVID, right? COVID, a lot of people have been discouraged because, you know, they lost their jobs, they lost their businesses, they went bankrupt, and a lot of other things, you know, a lot of other negative things brought about by the pandemic. But when you come to think of it, why are there people who actually got richer, or who actually got rich amidst the pandemic? And that's because of this topic tonight. They make things work at their for their, you know, at their for their advantage. Okay, so let's make things work to our advantage, and let's turn a little bit towards the bright side. How do we make things work to our advantage? Thank you. I'm always feeling chill. I hope you'd feel safe. Oh, thank you, Mom Kla. I'm feeling chill now. Like, I'm so happy today. Really, really happy because I went back to to my office after a couple of months of working from home. So it's like, yeah, it was really fun seeing my office mates again. Um, Pang Miss Universe ang pagiging optimistic to the highest level. Oo nga pala, Miss Universe. So I found out that it's Miss India who won the Miss Universe crown, and we are on the top 5. Tama ba ako? Top 5 yata tayo, no? So, kailangan ko pa magbasa ng balita. But congratulations to Miss Philippines. I'm so proud of Beatrice. I think that's her name. O yan. Sana tama yung pagkakasabi ko. I'm so proud of her. You know, it's really a tough job to, you know, to do all these pageants and whatnot. Anyway, so how do we make things work to our advantage, especially when we are at a disadvantage? What's a disadvantage? You know, when you're in a situation where you do not have the skill for it, you do not have the talent for it, you do not have the patience for it. Or wait. This is a big one. If you do not have money, if you do not have the money for it, feeling natin, disadvantage natin yun. Alam niyo yun? Very common yun eh, di ba? When we feel like we're lacking something, or we're missing out on something, or we're missing something, parang may kulang. So, ang nangyayari sa atin is, parang pinanghihinaan tayo ng loob. We feel discouraged when we do not have that certain level of advantage. But you know what? It's not always a positive thing. It's not always like a positive environment for you. So you have to really be on your toes and think about ways on how to make it work. The first one is obviously about mindset. Okay, sa mga uniform personnel na nanonood, alam nilang ibig sabihin ng mindsetting. Grabe, matindi ang mindset talaga. I mean, if you set your mind to doing something and you really, really focus on it, you can actually make it work. right? So the first step on how to make things work to your advantage is to adopt a mindset that whether good or bad events, it will still work to your advantage. It's really about perspectives and mindset. Pag inisip mo kasi na parang lagi kang malas or lagi kang, ano bang tawag doon? Yung parang laging feeling mo aping-api ka or feeling mo, bakit ganito ang buhay ko, ang hirap-hirap. You know what? It'll happen to you and it will constantly be in your life, yung paghihirap na yan. But if you always look at your life as if it's the best thing that ever happened to you, or you look at something and think na this is not so bad. I mean, marami naman na nangyayari sa atin na feeling natin sobrang sama yung nangyayari sa buhay natin. Pero sometimes we can actually change the mindset. Sabi nga, because there are some of my students are actually watching now. And 'di ba sinasabi natin na mamamatay tayo sa stress? Actually, hindi tayo mamamatay sa stress. Scientifically, people die from people's reactions towards stress. Namamatay yung tao dahil sa reaction nila towards stress. Hindi nakakamatay ang stress itself. Kasi depende nga yan kung paano ka mag-a-adapt sa stress, kung paano mo i-manage yung stress mo. That's why there's stress management. So same thing sa mga nangyayari sa paligid natin. It's all about perspective. How do you look at your situation now? So, hindi ko alam kung ano yung pinagdadaanan nyo ngayon or siguro meron kayong hirap na pinagdadaanan, meron kayong problema na feeling ninyo walang solusyon. But sometimes, what you can do is to change your perspective or change your mindset about it. Whatever it is, kung ano man yung pinagdadaanan ninyo ngayon, tingnan ninyo as if kaibigan nyo yung nasa sitwasyon ninyo ngayon. When I'm really down and out, I turn to my friends. I also ask, my mentors, my friends. I have so many people under my A-list, yung mga taong nilalapitan ko pagka kailangan ko ng advice. Pero minsan, meron ding moment na pag hindi ko, alam mo yun, may moments kasi na hindi mo talaga feel magsalita. Yung ayaw mo lang talagang magsalita. Na-feel nyo na ba yun? Yung parang, mabigat yung nararamdaman mo, pero ayaw mo namang i-share. Parang gusto mo, ikaw mismo yung dumaan doon. Parang ganon. Parang gusto mo ikaw makasolve. So what I would do is ask myself, if yung kaibigan mo, yung dumadaan sa ganyang situation, anong i-advise mo sa kanya? And then I will listen to myself as I give advice to that friend. And then I realize na, oh, okay. If I'm an onlooker, I have a different mindset. If I'm the one going through that, I have a different mindset. And so what's your mindset about it? Paano mo tinitingnan yung sitwasyon mo ngayon? Feeling mo ba hirap na hirap ka? Baka naman ikaw lang ang nag-iisip na hirap ka. Feeling mo ba sobrang taas ng disadvantage mo ngayon? Baka naman ikaw lang nag-iisip niyan. Paano kung kaibigan mo yung nakatingin sa'yo ngayon? Sa tingin mo ba, yun din yung mararamdaman niya? Na makikita niya bang nahihirapan ka? Or baka naman ikaw lang talaga yung, alam mo yun, minsan kasi feel natin na, kasi remember, feelings are not wrong, ha? Walang masama naman sa nararamdaman natin. But sometimes, we have to acknowledge that feelings are not permanent. Okay? Yun yung maganda. Yung feelings natin, hindi yan permanent. Kaya nga, di ba, sabi natin, love is a choice. Di ba, may mga lumalabas sa social media, love is a choice. Because it is. Because love is a feeling. It begins as a feeling. And then it eventually becomes a choice. You stay with a person, di ba? Despite unlovable moments. Okay? So talagang nasa utak natin lahat yan. Well, scientifically, yung feelings din natin, nasa brain din siya eh. Function din siya ng brain, di ba? So it's really the mindset. How do you set your mind about the things that you're going through now? Hello, Sir Lim Hoko. Good evening po. Sir Joseph, na-feel mo na, di ba? May ganun yun, di ba? Parang dami mong pinagdadaanan pero ayaw mong ikwento kahit kanino. Kasi feeling mo naman, kaya mo namang dumaan. Hindi mo kailangan ng advice. Parang ganun. Next is, if you really don't know what's the next step, then you can also do a brainstorm. Well, brainstorm is really fun to do. Natutuwa ako sa brainstorm kasi you're gonna practice how you think. you're gonna practice, you're gonna ask a question, parang kanina, pinag-uusapan namin to. Ask yourself one question and then come up with 3 different answers. Pero dapat lahat yun tama. So, ilang tao ba yung kayang gawin yon? Yung pag tinanong mo ng isang may problema siya, marami siyang solutions, no? Meron siya, that person can come up with 3 solutions. Meron bang ganon? Kaya ba natin yon? Try natin, di ba? Ako kasi feeling ko, pag may isang problema na pinresent sa akin, madalas ang solution ko isa lang. Pero, sa brainstorm, hindi ganon eh. When you're doing a brainstorm, you're actually expected to provide more than one solution. Which is cool, right? I mean, you can practice your brain. And at the same time, if you can't do it on your own, obviously, you can also ask for somebody else, di ba? You can also ask for somebody else to do that brainstorm with you. What I usually do, dahil nga meron akong A-list, this A-list people are my mentors, my closest friends, my allies. Allies, kakampi ko, kahit na anong pinagdadaanan ko, kakampi ko sila. Alam mo yon, yung hindi ka nila i-judge ko anong pinagdadaanan mo. Something like that. So you have to have your A-list. Yung A-list na yun, pwede mong ka-brainstorm yun. I think I already did a podcast on how to create your A-team or how to build your A-team. Panoorin niyo yun. It's a previous podcast episode. Maybe around June, July. Yan. Panoorin niyo. Nandyan sa mga previous podcast episodes ko. So how do you make that work? How do you make things work to your advantage? Brainstorm with your A-list. Sino ba yung mga A-list mo? Ako, feeling ko, yung A-list ko, siguro mga 20 people. Feeling ko nga yung iba nanonood ngayon eh, kasama sa A-list ko. Sila yung mga, pagka may pinagdadaanan ako, wait lang, I have to call and then do a brainstorm. Ayan. Next is, okay, this one. Again, it's also a mental thing. Be more alert. Be more alert. Be mindful of what's going on. Kasi sometimes, what happens is, we're just passive. Passive yung parang hinahayaan mo lang mangyari yung mga bagay-bagay. What if you become more alert with what's going on? Think about it. Like, what's really going on in your life right now? Are you watching them happen to your life? Or are you watching and doing something about it? Kasi di ba may ganun eh. Minsan parang pinapanood lang natin yung buhay natin. Pero minsan, pinapanood natin habang may ginagawa tayong solutions. Yun? You're going through something and then paisa-isa, magtatry ng solution. So you're watching and acting on it at the same time, which is what we need. Kasi ang nangyayari, madalas, lalo-lalo na pag down tayo, aminin, di ba? Pag down tayo, feel nating magkulong sa kwarto, which is also okay. But, of course, the day after that, dapat unti-unti kang bumangon, di ba? Unti-unti mong tulungan yung sarili mo. Kasi, totoo yung sabi, di ba, sa atin, sa mga Pinoy, uso to eh, yung walang makakatulong sa'yo kundi sarili mo lang. Totoo yun, especially when you feel defeated, ikaw yung makakatulong talaga sa sarili mo eh. Kasi kahit na anong advice ng mga tao sa paligid mo, if you're not helping yourself out, well, it's gonna be hard for you. Okay, so dapat, again, be more alert. Next is, there's always a benefit to your situation. So, ano ba yung pinagdadaanan mo ngayon? May hirap ka bang pinagdadaanan? Ang tanong ko, kung sobrang masakit yung pinagdadaanan mo, meron ka bang natutunan? There is always a benefit to your situation. Whatever it is, you have a benefit to that. Kasi pag lagi nating iniisip na, pag masarap yung pinagdadaanan natin, happy tayo. Pag malungkot yung pinagdadaanan natin, parang feeling natin katapusan na ng mundo. But no. Okay? Yes, you can grieve. You can grieve, you can be sad, you can feel down. Yes, but don't stay there. You have to look at your situation and find out ano yung natutunan mo sa situation na yan. My life is not perfect. Nobody else's life is perfect. Kung meron man, hindi ko alam kung sino yun. Perfect yung buhay niya. So, may kanya-kanya tayong struggles. And over the years, I realized na lahat pala ng pinagdaanan ko, when you look back, sabi nga ni Steve Jobs, when you look back, that's the only time that you will realize that everything in your life, everything that happened in your life in the past brought you to where you are now. So what are the things that happened in your past? What were they? What did you learn from them? And kung dumadaan ka paulit-ulit sa isang situation, this is what I learned also from my mentor. If paulit-ulit kang dumadaan sa problemang yan, may hindi ka natututunan. So dapat matutunan mo yon. Find out about it. What lesson is that particular situation teaching you? There is a lesson there. Hindi pwedeng wala. Kahit nga madapa ka lang, may lesson. Literal na nadapa. Alam mo yun, nadadapa tayo. Di ba pag nadapa ka, simpleng nadapa ka lang sa kalsada, ano yung natutunan natin? Well, mag-ingat ka, di ba? O kaya, wag tatanga-tanga. Yun yung laging sinasabi sa amin sa Bicol. O, wag tatanga-tanga. Yun, common yan, di ba? So, meron talaga tayong matututunan. So, what's the lesson that your situation right now is teaching you? What is it? Okay, find out. Ikaw makakasagot niyan. Hindi kita matutulungan sa pagsagot diyan. Pero binibigyan kita ng clue kung how you will come up with it, right? You really have to think about it. And also, kahit papano, please separate muna your feelings. When you're evaluating your situation, alisin mo muna yung feelings. Dun ka muna sa mental part of it. What is going on? Why is it happening? If you cannot find the reason, then what are the lessons that I have learned from this particular situation? Ano ba yung mga natutunan mo? O kahit isa lang. Kung wala ka talagang masyadong maisip, isa lang. And then, baunin mo yun. Para sa susunod, hindi mo na siya kailangang matutunan ulit. Kasi natutunan mo na siya in the past. Gets mo? Parang ganun tayo eh. 'Di ba? Parang sa ano yan eh, sa school, 'di ba? Pag natutunan mo na sa susunod mong, for example, from college natutunan mo na, pag nag-MBA ka nag-masters ka, for example, meron ka ng daladalang lesson, hindi mo na siya magiging pagkakamali ulit. Okay, next is improve on essential skills. And I said this earlier. We feel that we are at a disadvantage because we do not have the talent for it, the skills, the patience, the virtues, the money for it. 'Di ba? Meron tayong disadvantage. So, ano yung pwede mong gawin? Baliktarin natin, improve on your skills. What are the skills that you need to make your situation better? Ano yung skills mo? Remember, there are so many skills, but I'll divide it into yung two major categories. Meron tayong tinatawag na soft skills, meron tayong tinatawag na technical skills. And yung soft skills, ito yung mga communication, leadership, management, etc. Diba? Meron tayong 21st century skills. Lahat yun soft skills. Ano yung soft skills? Ito yung mga hindi kayang gawin ng robots. Ito yung mga hindi kayang gawin ng AI. Kahit gaano maging modern ang technology natin, yung soft skills natin, hindi pwedeng palitan ng robots yan. So, yun yung soft skills. Ano naman yung technical skills? Well, ito yung mga technical skills. Ito yung technical to your industry. For example, if you are a firefighter, yan, maraming firefighters tayo dyan, kaway-kaway. For example, you are a firefighter, ano yung technical skills na kailangan mo? Eh di syempre, kailangan mo ng firefighting skills. Ngayon, doktor ka, let's say surgeon ka, ano yung technical skills na kailangan mo? Eh di, syempre, kailangan marunong ka mag-opera, di ba? Pero, kailangan mong tapatan yun ng soft skills. Hindi pwedeng puro technical skills ka lang. Kailangan marunong kang magsalita. Kailangan marunong kang makinig. Kailangan marunong kang, ano ba tawag doon? You have to know how to communicate, to empathize, right? And you have to know how to think critically or creatively. Ito, mga soft skills to. So, improve on those skills. When I'm working and I encounter a bump, yung parang, ano tong mga pinapagawa sa akin? Parang hindi ko to alam. So what will I do? I will research. What are the skills that I need to enhance or I need to build so that I can handle this particular task that is being given to me. Kasi sometimes, when you're climbing up the ladder, this is what I realized, no? While you're climbing up the ladder in your career, you will realize that there will come a point that you will feel that your skills no longer match the job that is being required from you. Hindi na match yung skills mo doon sa binibigay sa yung trabaho. So, anong gagawin mo? Improve on your skills. That's why we have, college degrees, mga academic qualifications. That's why we have them. We also have training. We also have things like this, di ba? Meron tayong mga podcast na pwede nating pakinggan. We learn from these things. We can improve our skills by merely attending something, mga podcast like this na informative, di ba? We can improve on those skills. And it's never too late. Ito pa yung isa kong sasabihin sa inyo. It's never too late to learn anything. Never too late. Meaning whether you're 10 or you're 50 or you're 80, if you want to learn something, nasa sayo talaga yun kung gusto mo talagang matuto. I really admire one of my colleagues in real estate. He's also a fellow broker. He's 74 and I posted this on my personal Facebook page. He's 74 and yet sabi niya, he's still learning a lot of new things and he's still doing his sports at 74. And anong dahilan natin? Tayong mga millennials, tayong mga mas younger pa sa millennials, anong dahilan natin, di ba? Hindi mo pwedeng idahilan na, tapos na ako dyan, or tapos na ako mag-aral. No, if you really want to level up, if you really want to improve on yourself, then you can work on your skills. You can improve on your skills, and to do that, you have to constantly find opportunities to learn. Yes, correct. Learning is fun. Let's learn together. Parang parang grade school. Ano matawag doon? Yung mga Dora, ganyan. Pero natutuwa ako sa mga ganun. Alam niyo yun, yung mga palabas na talagang nakakatulong sa learning natin, sa knowledge natin, pagdagdag natin ng knowledge. By the way, last night, so I enjoyed my Sunday for the first time in 4 months. Talagang nirelax ko talaga yung sarili ko. So I was so stressed for the past couple of months. And last night was like, wow, finally makakapanood ako ng wala akong iniisip na deadline, wala akong iniisip na ganito, ganyan. So nanood kami kagabi ng, okay, hulaan nyo, nanood ko kagabi. Siyempre, ang daming palabas. O sige, ito na lang. Hulaan ninyo kung anong palabas ang nasa Netflix na tungkol sa buhay ng isang general na Pilipino na sobrang heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, heartwarming, and yun, heartbreaking talaga. Yun, so feeling ko delayed naman yung sagot ninyo, so sasabihin ko na lang din. Yun, kung hindi nyo pa napapanood yung General Luna, actually magre-relax dapat ako. Sobrang na-tense ako, grabe ang intense ng General Luna. Panoorin niyo yun. Anyway, I learned a lot from that movie. Especially when he said na hindi naman natin kalaban yung panahon yun ng mga Amerikano, yung time na yun eh. So, sabi hindi natin kalaban yung mga Amerikano, ang kalaban natin, ating mga sarili. And up until now, that statement is still true. Totoong-totoo. Kalaban pa rin natin ang sarili natin hanggang ngayon. Kasi, the person behind you is actually you. So, if you push yourself, ikaw din talaga yun eh. Pero minsan, hindi nga minsan eh, madalas, tayo ang nagpo-pull down sa sarili natin. Kasi ayaw natin mag-invest sa sarili natin. Alam niyo yun? Yung parang, willing ka mag-invest sa iPhone mo, pero pag sa learnings mo, feeling mo mahal. Alam mo yun? Bakit? Mas mahal ba yung buhay ng iPhone kaysa sa sarili mo? Parang gano'n. Invest in yourself. Improve on yourself. Because at the end of the day, kalaban natin ang sarili natin. Tayo mismo yung nag-hinder sa growth natin. Kaya sobrang grabe, tagos sa puso talaga yung General Luna. Panoorin niyo yun. It was really heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time. And sobrang eye-opening. So, lalong-lalo na malapit ng eleksyon, panoorin niyo yung General Luna. It's a very good movie. If you haven't watched it yet, watch it. Ayan. So, ang ganda niya. Ano ba tawag doon? Napukaw ang damdaming Pilipino. Ayan, nakakapukaw ng damdaming Pilipino. ng damdaming makabayan. Okay, so what are the essential skills that I'd like to recommend? So the first one is productivity. Yan. Paano nga ba tayo nagiging productive? I think I already did a podcast episode on productivity. If I haven't yet, let me know on the comment section below. Kung hindi pa ako parang hindi pa, no? Productivity hacks. Parang hindi pa. Sige nga, gagawin natin yan next week. Productivity hacks. How to be productive. I'm not sure. Sa mga constant ko pong nanonood, pakisabi naman po sa akin kung nakapag-podcast na ako about productivity. Next is problem solving. Problem solving. Para sa akin talaga, sobrang importante yung problem solving. Akala ko nun, in math, yung parang ito yung pinaka-toxic na part ng problem solving kasi parang i-analyze mo masyado. But it's an essential life skill. If you know how to solve problems, it's an essential life skill. So if you're a parent, that's one of the things that you should teach your child, how to solve problems. Kasi it will come in handy, especially pagka tumatanda na sila. This is really nice. When I was young, I had a lot of problem-solving activities with my mom. So my mom was really very strict when it comes to learning. Gusto niya matuto ka. Doesn't matter kung mataas yung grades mo, basta ang point niya is dapat natututo ka. So, yun. Problem solving. And of course, yan. Syempre, dahil nagtuturo ako ng stress management, I'm an advocate of use stress, which is positive stress. So, if you don't know so much about stress management, you let me know. I can probably talk about it somehow. Di ko pwedeng discuss lahat because, these are paid contents, no? We are being paid to talk about stress management, but I can probably give a glimpse of stress management on my future podcast episodes. Ayan. Next, our next step for making things work to your advantage is if there's a team, make it a team effort. Okay, kung meron kayong team, for example, in the workplace, thank you so much for the hearts. Hearts and, ano ba yung ganun? Nakaganon. Hug. Hearts and hug. Ano ba yun? That's the thunders in me. Hindi ko alam kung anong tawag dun sa emoji na yun. Thank you so much for the hearts and the hugs. Okay. Kasi minsan, di ba, sa workplace din natin, we have a team. And, if you have a team, then leverage on it. Make it a team effort. Dapat bawat isa sa team mo kaya magbigay ng 3 solutions. Now, heart and care, care pala. Kala ko hug. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Di ba ang old school ko? Kasi ngayon ganun na, di ba? Nung panahon ko kasi ganito eh. Ganyan ang panahon ko. So, panahon ko. Namamayan yung panahon ko. Okay, napaghahalata yung edad natin. Ayan. So, what was I saying? So, team effort. Kasi yun nga, dapat i-practice natin na each person should give at least 3 solutions to every problem. So, how do we do that? Well, here's the trick. Don't ask for the correct or the right solutions. Just ask them solutions. Just ask for solutions. Yun lang, solutions. And then, saka kayo mag-brainstorm. Huwag kasi nating i-judge agad yung mga pinopropose na solutions. Parang hindi pa nga, kaya maraming tao ayaw magsalita kasi hindi pa nga tapos yung proposal, binabara na agad natin. Yun yung problema. Pag nagbe-brainstorm tayo, just put it out there. O ikaw, gaano karami yung pwede mong ibigay na solutions? Let's say, sabi mo, 3, 4, o di, lagay natin dyan. Wala mo ng judgments. Mamaya mo nalaitin kapag sa tingin nyo hindi mag-work, okay? Pero just let everyone work on their solutions. Think on their solutions. And then work on it. Okay, next is, panay yung lock ng phone ko. By the way, naamoy ko yung ulam. Nagluto ako ngayon eh. Rare occasion sa gluto ako. So, proud ako. Tapos, naamoy ko pa siya. Tapos, excited akong kumain. Ano ba yun? Okay, next is, remember what you can control. Okay, sa mga control freaks, I'm admitted ko to. When I was younger, I was really a control freak. Like, I want to control everything. Everything. Ganon, lahat gusto ko, kontrolado ko. But When I reached 30, nung nagkaedad na ako, nagkaedad talaga, nung nag-30ish na ako, doon ko na-realize, you cannot be God and you cannot play God. You cannot control everything. It's not possible. Remind ko lang ha, remember what you can control and you cannot control everything. Remember those two sentences. Remember what you can control and remember that you cannot control everything. So focus on what you can control. Ano ba yung pwede mong i-control? Yung mindset mo, pwede mong i-control. Yung skills mo, pwede mong i-control. Kasi pwede mong aralin yan, pwede mong i-disregard. Pwede mong kontrolin yan. Pwede mong i-control yung reactions mo towards the situation. Pwede mong i-control. Why? Because remember, feelings are not permanent. You can control them. Okay? So marami kang pwedeng i-control. Ano yung mga hindi natin pwedeng i-control? Reactions ng ibang tao. Yung mga nararamdaman ng ibang tao, hindi natin yung pwedeng i-control. We cannot do that. They're humans, they are entitled to their opinions, they're entitled to their reactions, to their emotions, they are entitled to everything that you're entitled with. So, wag mo na yung kontrolin, wag mo na yung pakialaman, kanila na yon. Okay? You cannot control that. What can you not control? Well, the weather. Diba? The weather. And when I'm saying the weather, everything around you, you cannot control. Everything which is natural, course of nature, you cannot control them. So, marami tayong hindi nakokontrol. Ano pa? Time. You cannot control time. Okay? And what can you do about it instead? What can you do about it? If you cannot control time, what can you do about it instead? Well, make yourself productive. Gawan mo ng paraan na dun sa time na meron ka, merong productive kang magagawa or merong something na magagawa ka which will be to your advantage because it's really up to you. But time, you cannot control that. Makikipaghabulan ka lang lagi sa time but you cannot control time. So, remember this. Two things. Remember what you can control and remember that you cannot control everything. So, focus on what you can control. Okay? So, yan yung ating pang-ilang tips na ba to? Kung dami ko nang sinabi. Next is, and this is for me the most important part, no? Be in competition with yourself. Okay? Kasi ganito, ang problema kasi natin, pag nag-Facebook tayo, lalong-lalo Facebook, lagi natin kino-compare yung sarili natin sa milestones ng ibang tao. Kahit naman hindi natin sadyain na, hindi natin sinasadya, Tagalog, sorry. Kaya hindi natin sinasadya na i-compare yung sarili natin sa ibang tao. Dumarating yung point na, buti pa siya. O kaya yung deadly na statement na, sana all. Bakit ganon? Bakit may bahid ng Bakit may bahid ng inggit? Bakit may bahid ng ng parang buti pa siya, ganyan. Yung buti pa siya mindset. You know what? Hindi naman porke binigay sa kanya nabawasan ka eh. Okay? Hindi porke may blessings na na-receive yung ibang tao, nabawasan yung blessings na para sa'yo. It's not like that. The world is abundant. You cannot count your hair. You cannot count the stars. You cannot count your balahibo on your body. The world is abundant. The world revolves around abundance. So do not compete with other people. Hindi ibig sabihin na binigay sa kanila mababawasan yung para sa'yo. Okay? Hindi to that's not how life works. Okay? Do not compare yourself with other persons or with other people. Okay? Do not compare your achievements with other people. Do not compare your present scenario with other people. It's not how life works. You know what? You know how life works? Be in constant competition with yourself. Mas maayos ka ba ngayon kaysa last year? Mas magaling ka ba ngayon sa isang particular skill kaysa last year? Mas magaling ka ba ngayon magsalita kaysa last year? Mas marami ka bang achievements ngayong taon kaysa last year? Kung ang sagot mo sa mga yan ay yes, congratulations. Di ibig sabihin, naging successful yung competition mo with yourself. because you are now you are in a better place, you are a better person now, then you have to congratulate yourself. And instead of berating yourself, instead of telling yourself na ano ba to, ito lang yung na-achieve ko, hindi kasi yun yung kinukumpara mo sa ibang tao. Tingnan mo yung na-achieve mo versus your achievements last year. And paano naman kung hindi ako nag-achieve this year? That's okay. You survived, you're still there, right? You're still watching this. You're okay. You're alive. And from here forward, you can do something about it. Kasi meron kang realization ngayon. So, do something about it tomorrow. Do something about it tonight. You can start now, right? So, stop competing with everybody else. They're not your competition. The competition is looking right back at you in the mirror. That person is your competition. So, look at that person every morning and tell that person, don't worry, we're gonna be better today. Bukas ulit, gawin mo ulit. We're gonna be better today. Always look at yourself in the mirror and assure yourself that you're better today. Remember, tip number 1, it's all about your mindset. So do not forget that. Okay? Huwag ikukumpara yung sarili sa ibang tao. It's not how it works. Okay? And again, hindi mababawasan yung blessings mo dahil lang may na-bless ng iba. Lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang blessings. At may kanya-kanyang time kung kailan natin marireceive yun. Alrighty? So, I hope na himas-himasan tayo ng mga bagay-bagay na feeling natin nahihirapan tayo ngayon. And tandaan ninyo, it's normal kung may pinagdadaanan ka. Normal. Perfectly normal. We are humans. We are complex. We are living our lives. We do not live perfect lives. We will be here for, maybe short, maybe long period of time. But there's one thing that's permanent, You have today. Enjoy today. Make the best of today. That's constant. Every today that you have, that's constant. Enjoy today. Kasi today is the only day that you have in your hands. And stop worrying about tomorrow because tomorrow will be another today. 'Di ba? So, may kanya-kanyang oras ang mga bagay-bagay. So, whatever it is that you're going through, don't worry, makakadaan ka rin. Kagaya nung pagdaan mo sa mga nakalipas na problema na pinagdaanan mo, dumaan ka na nun, 'di ba? May pinagdaanan ka ng problema, na-solve mo naman, 'di ba? So, ibig sabihin, you're gonna be okay. But you have to be patient with yourself. Okay, wag nating masyadong pressurein yung sarili natin. Wag nating saktan yung sarili natin, pinipressure natin, ganyan. Nope. Be patient with yourself. If you were able to do it before, you can do it all over again. There's no stopping you. It's only you who has to convince yourself that you can make it through. And with that, I hope you learned a thing or two from the podcast episode tonight. And I also hope that if you can share this, if you have a friend who needs to, listen to this podcast episode, share nyo to. Okay lang naman, libre. Libre naman i-share itong podcast episode. Thank you, everyone. Yay! Enjoy your today. Yes, because we have today. Sabi naman ni Sheena Easton, di ba? We've got tonight. Pero ang sabi ko naman dyan, we've got today. Today lang ang meron tayo. So, let's do our best to enjoy today. And tomorrow will be another today, right? Be your best today. Be the best version of yourself today. Malay nyo, matuwa kayo. Bukas gawin nyo ulit hanggang sa maging constant na yun. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you all again on Wednesday for another Empowerment Wednesday episode. And for tonight, enjoy your dinner. Parang ako lang excited kumain. Okay? Para lang random lang. Ang niluto ko ay sinabawang talbos ng kamote. Tinanong ko pa yung kapatid ko kung paano ko malalaman kung luto na siya. Ganon ako ka-clueless. Pero trying hard ako magluto. Malay niyo naman, one day I will be better than I was yesterday. But again, enjoy today. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.